So in the last few videos, when I was in Silicon Valley, California, I actually got a lot of criticism when I gave my honest reaction towards expenses in California. Because have you ever wondered, if you just Google 50 most expensive universities, 15 to 20 will be in California itself. If you just Google most expensive houses in US, most of them will be in California itself, especially in Bay Area. So is it really worth it to pay that much in housing, pay that much in tuition? So the answer to that question will be in this video. But before that, I really want to share how this laptop has changed my life in the last 30 days. And my favorite feature so far is NVIDIA broadcast technology. You would think that I am actually using a green screen behind me, but you are wrong. It's actually NVIDIA's broadcast technology. It works like I have a green screen, but my all fingers are being tracked so well. So let me show you my background now. It works like a charm. Not just the video, even the audio can be enhanced easily with NVIDIA broadcast. So NVIDIA actually uses its GPU to enhance its camera, speakers, or microphone. Earlier, I was thinking of getting a PS5, but now thanks to NVIDIA DLSS, which stands for NVIDIA Deep Learning Super Sampling, I'm able to play games at super fast performance and it feels really smooth. And this has become my new favorite game. It is called Lego Builder's Journey and it's super interesting and the missions are super intuitive. So this is one of the cybersecurity attack from my undergrad, and at that time I was running out of storage and managing huge amount of data on Google Colab was difficult. But now thanks to NVIDIA GPU, I'm able to run everything locally. At that time we were using Keras deep neural network library to change 1000 images so that we can get to an accuracy of 95% for our attacks. We ran around 10 attacks, but it took around 10 to 12 hours at that time per person in a team of 5. But now, thanks to the power of this laptop, I can single-handedly run all of those attacks on my own. So you can learn more about NVIDIA graphics in the description as well. So definitely check them out. So now coming back to the topic once again, as an engineer in Atlanta. So since I graduated as a software engineer, I had 2 offers, one in Atlanta, one in the Bay Area, and I rejected that offer and planned to stay in Atlanta. Now, before telling you the main reason, I really want to tell you, since my student days in Atlanta, I was always told mixed opinions about the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, California, etc. Number one was, mat jao yaar, do not live in Bay Area because it's really expensive. Even my professors used to tell me that I have come from California to Bay Area because I couldn't survive. Things are expensive. I couldn't afford a house there. And just like they were complaining about the expensive lifestyle you have to be in California. Now, number 2 opinion that I got to hear was, just go there, just live there. The community, the tech world you're surrounded in, it's amazing. The competition, the smart people you get to live with, the things you get to learn are just phenomenal. So I was always confused what to pursue, what not to. And here's the number 1 reason they told me. Looking at the salaries, if you go to levels.fyi, if you look at any software engineer salary in Bay Area, it could be near $120,000 to $130,000. Stocks are separate, signing bonus is separate. Let's just stick with the base salary for now. So in Palo Alto, let's say you get $140,000. Stocks are separate. We are not gonna include it. Now, taxes, according to smartasset.com, you can check the taxes over there, you will get in hand around $95,000. And we already know, I had made a separate video about how monthly expenses will change if I happen to live in Silicon Valley, and the calculations were around $3,000 per month. So I'll be spending around $36,000 per year, and my savings could be possibly around $60,000. And that's actually excluding the signing bonus, excluding the stocks that you could actually get. So you will be getting around $60,000. Now, if you compare it with Atlanta, where the salaries are arranged about this, I'm not telling my salary, I'm just telling you the ranges which are very popular. It could be 60,000 as well. I'm just giving you the most popular ones. And the take home pay is around $50,000, and after expenses, the amount you save is around $25,000 to $30,000. So that pretty much means you can actually save double amount in Bay Area as compared to any other city. More money means sometimes more freedom to spend. You can buy a Tesla. There are rules. There are actually tax savings you get if you buy an electric car. So affording a Tesla becomes easier, affording much more things in Bay Area becomes kind of easier. Now, next point that I actually discovered by going to California was networking becomes easier. So let's say I am in Atlanta, I get 3 to 5 emails from recruiters on LinkedIn for job opportunities. Let's say Airbnb, BlackRock, Amazon, Microsoft came to Atlanta. They approached me, hey, we are looking for SD1, SD2 positions. Why not apply and join our company? And these are like 4 to 5 every month. But if you are in Bay Area, since the competition is high, the opportunities are much more. You get around 15 to 20 emails every single month. So that tells you if you want to ever switch, if you're just bored with a job, you can switch easily. At the same time, if the company is bored with you, if you're not performing well, they can actually fire you easily as well. So that tells more competition means sometimes less job security. आपकी job जल्दी मिल भी सकती है, you can find a job easily as well, or possibly you can lose the job you have easily as well, depending on how you're performing. But in terms of work-life balance, like it's pretty much same, I think. So I talked to so many engineers, they said 9 to 5, 9 to 4, 9 to 6 sometimes. That's common pretty much everywhere. It could be more hours in some companies.
And then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
But I think it could be Tesla, Amazon, which I've heard about on reviews, that they might be pushy in terms of hours, but overall work culture should be same no matter where you work. Now let's talk about universities. Why schools in California are more expensive as compared to the rest of the US? Because if you just Google top 10 CS schools in the US, you will find out the majority good schools like Stanford, UC Berkeley, Caltech, and other schools in California are more expensive as compared to remaining CS schools like University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Georgia Tech. But if you just compare these two schools versus California universities, you will find out that they are more expensive, not just because of better education, because her school may, like, education is going to be same, CS syllabus will be same, 1 plus 1 is 2 in pretty much every school. What makes them unique is the location and the peer group, because in California you'll be surrounded by so many smart people in the tech world. I remember one of my classmates from Amritsar in my hometown who went to UC Berkeley, Stanford. They were able to find internships not just in first year but in the first 2 months of being in California as well. They were smart, no doubt, but the number of job offers they got in the first 2-3 months were much more as compared to any city I have personally seen. So more opportunities, more ways to learn, more jobs you can find, and just you get to learn more. Now, even after so many good reasons Bay Area gives you, it motivates you, it inspires you to be there, to be rich, because in fact 1 out of every 11,000 person in California could be a billionaire. 1 out of every 2 or 3,000 person could be a millionaire you come across over there. And not just this, the dream to be rich can be possible in Bay Area, and also on the top of that, weather is a cherry on top because it remains consistent throughout the year except some smoky days. So why did I deny that? Why did I reject the idea of moving there? The main reason was I always want to be in a big tech city like Freelanta, San Francisco or New York, but not Silicon Valley, not San Jose, because I didn't like the vibes over there. It felt like, it did feel like a city, but it doesn't feel like a big tech city or big city with skyscrapers. And I wanted to be in a city environment just like I have been since my college days. So that's something I didn't want to sacrifice. And I have my friends who gave me review of Bay Area that they live in San Francisco. One of my friend lives in San Francisco and goes to Google every day, and the commute was around 1 hour every day. 1 hour going, 1 hour coming back. So 2 hours in the bus to go to Google. I thought it's kind of not worth it to, live the dream to be in a big tech city, or big city at least. And number 2 reason was that I'm already used to a schedule in which I work from 7 to 5 or 8 to 5, and the rest of the time I'm able to use it for YouTube or to follow my passion easily. And I was always in a doubt if I'll be able to continue doing that in Bay Area. Will I have that flexible working hours? Will I have freedom to work on what project I want to? I know there will be, but the step to move out of your comfort zone, it kind of did hit me. And other than that, I am a kind of person who loves to do multiple things. For example, my passion is to do Android and iOS development, and I have made so many, I have worked on so many iOS and Android projects, and I feel like if I work on one project for so long, I get bored. But currently at my company, I'm so much used to, switching around projects. So this is a great comfort zone, and I wanted to start my career with the best mentor, best project manager, best manager, best teammates. If I already think I am in the best environment, so why to get out of your comfort zone at this early stage? I can get out later, but when I'm starting my career, I didn't want to be that person who just, हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, अपने ही पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मारना. So I didn't want to be that guy, and that's why I denied the offer. And the last reason could possibly be that I never wanted to be just with engineers, because I have heard from my friends that when you go out, hang out, the probability of the second person meeting could also be an engineer, could also be in the tech world. So I wanted to be in a diversity, not just with engineers or tech workers. So that's why, by living in Atlanta, I got the vibes. I found my first partner who was not an engineer, so that was a good thing. I didn't want to be in a world with like-minded people. I wanted to, get out of that zone of engineers. So that's why I pursued my decision to be in Atlanta. So that'll be my reasons of staying in Atlanta as compared to accepting the offer in Bay Area. So that concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.